know, this sad stuff that's going on here could happen to like adults, but when it's done against children, that's when like our emotions kick in, that's when our like sentiments kick in because it's children.
And also, like when I think of anthem, it's kind of like something that speaks to a group as a whole, not like one specific person or like a certain group, but like a whole, like the national anthem, for example, is for the whole, not like just
Also, it sort of suggests a song, and throughout the whole poem, there's sort of like music, like weave woven throughout, so like bells and sound like people singing, so it sort of connects it.
And I think adding on to that, like just the sound of it is kind of like, it definitely has a lot of sound.
Yeah, like this poem was chosen for its like sounds and rhythm and music, and the fact that it's called an anthem, and this art chapter is about like sound and meaning is kind of interesting.
Well, I just wanted to step back just for a second. When we were reading it, I didn't know if we touched, like, if everyone knew these vocabulary terms for, in the first stanza, orisons, or orisons, I'm not sure which way to pronounce it, but it's like an older way of saying prayers, or like a petition to a deity. And Lynn and I talked about it, and we could see that as either, well, we'll talk about like what everything means, and then Sad Shires, that is like a county, which is like, it's like a British term for a county, and that's like the home place of, yeah, I like this one, yeah.
Well, the fact that the other uses shire is it use that into the seven.
Yeah.
No, this is shire.
And then pallor and tall, the pallor is like whiteness, like kind of comes with sickness, or also like fear and like grief. And then pall is something that you put over like a tomb or a coffin. So just for the funeral and death.
Yeah, I think someone said earlier how someone mentioned a funeral, so just keep in mind that fall is something that you drape over a coffin. So does anyone have any comments or thoughts on how maybe the certain sounds or like the use of assonance or consonants throughout the first stanza kind of contributes to the difference between this stanza and the second stanza? Because like Ms. Gate said earlier, it is a sonnet, and you might have noticed that there is a pretty big shift for like difference.
Do you want to go through like paraphrasing?
Yeah.
Okay. Any sound devices like prevalent standing out things? Okay. Berta. Thank you. What caught your ear?
What I've noticed in mainly consonants is that in the first stanza there are more harsher consonants, like for example pass or rapid or and such, and when you compare it to the second stanza, they're like more softer consonants like glimmer or held, or it's just the difference between the consonant sounds kind of reflects like, oh, the first one's about someone going to war and battle or something, and the second one is more like, oh, he's gone now for a funeral, I guess.
Something of the first stanza, there's a lot of cacophony because there's a lot of harsh consonants, especially like in the last few lines, choirs, like shrill, shells, like shires, like there's a lot of like harshness, and so I think that there's a lot of
Yeah, thank you.
Whether it rapid
the, what those Hoopers or hymns have just said about how it's really harsh, how do you think this contributes to, like, if you were to paraphrase or say the plot of this first stanza, how do you think that adds to, like, the plot of the first stanza?
What is it?
If
What
that
is
makes
this
sense.
setting? What's going on?
Well, the comments about this, it mentions World War One, so it could be like the sounds of war, which would be the communism.
And so like comparing the sound of the actual poem with the sound of the experience that the poet is writing about. Sarah?
I don't want to say like harsh sounds or a harsh topic. And he's talking about like children dying almost as cattle. Like it's just the merciless that word.
We know what you mean.
Yeah, it's kind of like just like whatever, and it's really harsh. It's so harsh. It's kind of horrible.
Yeah, Sarah brings up a really good point, because the first stanza opens out with a question, kind of like almost, the speaker is questioning, like, the war, and it also starts out using a comparison with cattle. And so, what do you think that tells you about the speaker? Because we haven't talked about the speaker yet either, like, how does that, what do you think that tells us about the speaker specifically?
Talk about who the speaker or the audience or just the occasion, like more of the, we want to be like, just make sure everyone gets what's going on. Sarah?
I'm not really sure on the speaker or the audience, but like, for the occasion, I kind of just see like a really ill cowboy town because of all the use of words like cattle and rifles and I guess like prayers and guns and warning and fires. It just reminds me of like a desert place where there's like gunfights and like crazy men and then lots of death and disease and
Definitely not modern.
I think that the passing bells could be like the bells that you hear at a funeral, and so maybe, and I think it's about soldiers, I guess I can see Sarah, who seems to think about it, but I think that like, they're not getting funerals because they're just dying in the battlefields and being left behind, and you can't make, like, people risk their lives to see who died, or
We are like spot on with what you said, and I feel like that's when you're passing bells. It's like the bells rung for alerting, announcing the death. But what are they, like, are they there, like being brought up, and it could be tying in with Sarah, like, because of the title, The Vivid Youth, it could be young soldiers. So like these kids are dying, but they're also like out in the battlefield. Hayden?
I also think that there could be another interpretation of the bells, because there's cowbells and cattle wear bells to keep track of them. So you could consider that just to be, it has like a double meaning. It could be, I'm not sure if that's a symbol or what that is.
I think it gives you insight into what their question was a second ago, which is what do we know about the speaker based on that question, line one, a question like that in two ways, if you're paying attention, compares these soldiers, these dying young people to no more than cattle dying on a field.
Christian?
Well, Chris, I thought like the writer or the speaker in his stance on the war, because basically he's saying that he looks like he's saying he's against war because, like Peter says, you know, World War I, like these youth are being dragged to the slaughter in the field.
Yeah, I think we agree with soldiers not as individuals who are like sacrificing their lives for war, but rather
In a glorious way.
yeah, just as cattle who, you know, get shot down on the battlefield as if it were nothing, like, as if their lives didn't deserve the proper funeral.
And I think the speaker also kind of, is like bitter towards, like Nova said, like the respect and remembrance of these lost soldiers, and none of the words in the first, like, I don't know, the last part calling for them from sad shires, like they're just being called back without, like, their hasty orisons, which we thought was like prayers for them to go to heaven, or like, oh, after they died for their fellow, fallen soldiers, but then they like just get, powdered out, like they don't get heard, and they just have to move on to keep living to battle. So just throwing in that for them.
And then like, nor any voice of mourning save requires, like normally you would expect if you were to die as a serviceman, you would get the full, or at least now you would get like a full funeral, everybody who's there kind of like in your battalion would be dressed in uniform and everyone is paying respect for your death. But here the speaker is kind of saying there's no mockeries now for them, they only get hasty orisons, like they're not really getting any respect or like kind of proper grievances for the lives that they've lost on the battlefield.
Well, and the so-called prayers are coming from, the hasty orisons are coming from what?
Fooling, stuttering, rifles rapid.
Yeah.
I thought that they were coming from those people, but like the gun shots like kind of just took over and like enveloped the characters, and just didn't have enough time to actually prepare like enough time for this kind of action.
Some criticism.
And then going back to the mockeries thing, I just noticed the question at the bottom of the poem, and it was, where is it? It was asking like why do they, choose the word mockeries, and basically because of the die as cattle part, because like they didn't die like gloriously in battle like they would say they did in like a funeral, but they died like in groups as cattle, just trying to storm a beach or something. So.
Like what Ms. Gates said about like where the hasty origin is coming from, and you said like the rifles, that made me think that the soldiers on the battlefield are praying for an end to like this war and get out of the war, and their prayers are answered by someone shooting them in front of them. It's kind of morbid, but
So that's another, yeah.
We should, just in the interest of time, what's the, is everybody clear on what the setting is for this first, the octet?
Like a
Octave.
battlefield.
What?
They said like it was a battlefield, but I don't know if you said that.
And Theo said, kind of like World War I, it's mentioned in the question that, or in the little questions underneath the author.
Drawing down a flag.
Yeah.
Is it like a custom in World War I?
Did Wilfred Owen really die when he was 25? Am I doing the math right now? So he would have been during World War I.